This is Charcoal the dog. Hey, Charcoal.
Is he charcoal?
He's a little nervous, yeah.
So cute, yeah.
A little nervous. Hello.
So the strange man just.
So this is the new ECS dog.
Oh my god!
This is my dog now. How cute is this dog? Hey, hey, buddy. Hey, hello. Charcoal the dog's pretty chill. I'm gonna let him go now.
You're just gonna drop him here?
Yeah.
see where he goes?
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Bye, Charcoal
you
the
know
dog.
what we should do? Now we have a dog.
Yeah.
We should do these like which food does it pick for predictions.
Camera production. Camera. Come on.
Yeah, like 2 separate food bowls, the same amount, right? But one has the VP logo, one has the AVANGAR logo.
Oh, we could do that.
And then we do dog predictions.
This is a thing we could entertain this. Sorry, my cable's all messed up. Well,
especially knowing that the dog is cute, you gotta have to use it. You know?
What a lovely dog.
Yeah. And
apparently it's a Chihuahua mix.
Oh really?
Oh,
it doesn't look like a Chihuahua.
That's super cute.
It was a lovely dog. Anyway, so the first map has been taken by Virtus.pro. They are 1-0 up versus the likes of AVANGAR. I thought there was some upset potential. So far, so good. I feel like Mirage was a map for Virtus.pro where they played it often previously, right?
Yep.
And I felt like they wanted it to be a strong map for them. And I feel like they had some narrow losses, or they lost in key rounds where they just couldn't get back into things with economy and so on. So that shows some promise. But now moving into Dust 2, maybe the best is over for Virtus.pro, and now it's going to be all of AVANGAR.
At least this is a map, and we always talk about Dust 2 being the upset map, right? At least that's the second. Imagine this being Inferno instead, right? Like I actually think that VP might take it 2-0 in that sense if they play the way that they did Mirage, right? Now, granted, for AVANGAR's sake, let's hope they don't come in with that kind of poor start that we saw in Mirage. I don't think we will see that with, Jamie. We have an op, we have Dust 2. Buster as well, actually very impressed by Buster how he's picking up the secondary op. Actually seems very accurate with it.
Yeah, I think it's Kika said at the major, he's like, actually, you guys need to understand that Buster's the best player on the team, mechanically and everything else. And I think when you watch him, yeah, I think it was Kika, one of them said it, and I think you can see it when you watch him mechanically, like he's actually kind of nuts, like he's pretty crazy. It is interesting too. I think if we get a T-side start from VP, I think that they can make some things work if they were able to get rolling. But I think the problem is AVANGAR's T-side game plan is pretty damn good, and the way that Dust 2 works is that you can reliably set your defaults up without too much of a problem. And then once you get to that catwalk position, it's so hard, I think, for the CTs to know what to do. Because if you try to fight the set piece, and it may not even be a set piece, it may be a fake into a B split, it's so hard to have players in the right positions. So I feel like this is a map where you have to study AVANGAR a little bit to know how to beat them on it. So I would be surprised if VP can do it, but they do have some really sick players. And Stax is playing really good, so that's good to see.
Virtus.pro at the beginning of this match, they were 3.79, I think, on the Pinnacle odds. Those are juicy odds. I thought for this particular matchup, they were juicy.
Yeah.
If you've been studying Virtus.pro, man, I haven't even seen him, but I just had I think with how long it's been since we have seen them, I would expect improvement. I think with the players on the team, I'm not expecting stagnancy. I would say that we didn't see that. Dust 2, I think Snatch is going to have a whale of a time on this map. That said, when you've got a sniper like Jame on your team, you know how to take the angles away from snipers on the opposing teams. On the old Dust 2, the Mouseport squad were very good at that, taking short and how they use flashbangs where you didn't have any angles against them. So it's not going to be by any means easy for Snatch. If the snipers have a focus towards the mid doors on the CT side, I think that's going to be pretty difficult. So I'm interested to see where the CT snipers go, if they're going to be heading towards long, playing towards car more often, or rotating all over the place.
Well, in most cases, then you're talking about like the reason why people could be good on Dust 2 is because they learn how to play CT a little bit better when it comes to retaking. Dust 2 is especially on the bomb side, like you see a lot of teams that again just retake the bomb side because it's just so hard to hold it. When the nades come flashing in, they're dropping spawn, you stand by car, chances are you just get the one. And then the good teams here actually played pretty well. They do actually do the rotates pretty well. They do save the utility. It's kind of like on the Mirage on the A bomb side. But what's funny to see here, and that's where it separates the bad teams versus the good teams. And it's funny to see how VP approaches this, because you're talking about the Jamie op on the T side, the fact that they do like to be unpredictable, do the B splits, maybe hit the A bomb sides. For VP here, you have to be on your toes. You kind of have to do the retakes again and again and make sure you lock down the middle area of the bomb or on the map.
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
I believe we have updated odds now. Let's have a
It
look.
should be better, yeah.
Oh, here we go. See, it was 3.79 before, but now they're looking pretty dry compared to before. But I think this is obviously they won my part, but now Virtus.pro were a big question mark, and that question mark was that 3.7x odds. But now we've seen, okay, this shows some promise. They've taken the first map and they're in a strong position now, so it is a lot more reasonable. But AVANGAR is still a favorite, which is interesting.
Yeah,
As they should be.
And I think you bring up a really good point at the major. Something that was routinely brought up on the analyst desk that against AVANGAR, who are starting on their T side, you have to just let them have the A bomb site if they go for a set piece. Just play the retakes correctly. And a lot of teams are trying to figure it out on the fly. You don't have time for that. You gotta know about that going into the game and know the protocols. So we'll see if that's something that VP have in the bag, or whether AVANGAR will even be on point here so far on Dust 2. They get to start with a slow pistol. We saw that was previously on Mirage how they operated too, and they really made outmaneuvered their opponent by doing so.
Fast boost from Virtus.pro, I do believe, into the short position. And they're playing super passive towards long, but now there's been no sign of AVANGAR. It seems they are starting to wonder if they've gone towards long. You can see them peeking on the radar, but they're not going to invest the man on going down to have a look. A nice one tap from Mihu, holding the short position for now. Maybe got some sound cues as he starts to move back.
Super cool round by VP, just making sure they just stay in CT spawn. They're just the one on B. They're going to be fast everywhere here. But AVANGAR actually makes the right call here for now.
No, this is a very unusual pistol round.
Oh man. This could be super dangerous here from AVANGAR.
Oh, the flash.
They're not getting the kills.
Gotta hit the shots though, that's what it comes down to. Yee-hoo, oh my god. That's VP actually had so many players there. That's I don't think AVANGAR would ever have expected that. I think that's kind of what's cool about this is if you're on the T side and you get the numbers advantage in these pistol duels, even if you lose two players really quickly, you can usually just overwhelm and just get the position and then get to the bomb plant. So if you can get to the bomb plant, you're good to go. But VP, they prevented that, and so they're gonna have 3 MP9s, and that's really interesting because we get a full save here from AVANGAR. I don't think you would normally expect to see almost a full save. Ooh, this is dangerous actually, I gotta say, for VP, because also the AKs are coming out next round. VP will lose a lot of money in terms of having to swap the MP9s out for rifles. Like, what are you gonna do with MP9s on Dust 2 when you're against AKs?
I mean, you go aggressive, right? You boost up Cat, maybe you play 2 there, maybe you decide, knowing as well that AVANGAR probably will not have an op, maybe you decide to just push over in lower and upper at the same time. You do something with it. I mean, you obviously don't just play default with it, right? And especially not knowing that they're going to have AKs.
Here comes the gauntlet. It won't last very long though. It's not a good gauntlet. The gauntlet's over.
But I do still like the fact that people don't just replace the weapons, right? Like, it's basically a bonus round here. You get a lot of utility. You have the MP9 still.
But AVANGAR should know as well what's coming. I mean, in terms of what VP have to do with a buy like this. And so I would expect them to play a slower round, and also having James on the AWP.
Yeah, he does. Look, 47.50 on Adran. He literally just afforded it on the dime.
Yeah.
Demands are made. Demands are met.
They always get the AWP out for James, so it's really cool. It's also... Sorry, go ahead.
Just going to say, Adrian can take a back seat a little. He's got a scope at least. Could try to take certain peaks like the platform on the B bomb site, which we've seen more brittle approaches from some. Look at the wide swing from Snatchy, using the moving accuracy of the MP9. Right tool for the job in that respect. And that's what I wanted to say earlier about when Sanji is using MAC-10s and MP9s, they enable him in the right way. So it's not like, oh, let's see how this works, but they have plans for it. Speaking of plans, it's got a force buster forward. The trade will be there if necessary, but there'll be a trade straight back from James, going through the flames now to open the B bomb site.
Now, interestingly, will they commit to this? Sanji will get a kill towards long. They've got a minute to play with. They don't have to commit to this into the B bomb site. They've got to assume rotation's already in. James has the smoke to back off through, and he's got the bomb as well, so he must be very cautious.
That's so cocky.
It is kind of nuts.
Oh my god, that's such a gamble, especially knowing as well that you have Sanji already out long. But this is what AVANGAR does so well. I mean, you think that they're already B, right? And the rotation comes. Even the guy that's playing A long is about to rotate over, and you have Sanji just getting that kill. Still 35 seconds left on the clock too, so they have plenty of time.
It could get weird though, because there are no smokes remaining, and James taking the bomb long. However, you can see Virtus.pro are just sitting in the B bomb site. Maybe the round's over, looking at the HP from these players.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go for it. So if they go B, then fair enough. If they go A, I think the round is done.
It's pretty important as well that they try to get the kills here at
Bloody hell.
AVANGAR if they can. Just because, as Robin mentioned, you know, Sachi has enough for an AWP next round, and that's obviously a big deal. This was the bonus round. So if they keep these 2 guns moving forwards, and that's a huge win, especially because the CT economies, that's one of the most difficult parts about the CT side, is maintaining a good economy, because you need AWPs, you need full utility, and it's just really, really expensive, man. So this is a really nice spot to be in. Having the Krieg too is really nice on the CT side of Dust 2. It's so nice.
Yeah, and being able to drop 2 weapons next round too. See, great round by AVANGAR nonetheless.
Another round in the bag. Well, a round in the bag, not another round. It's the first round for AVANGAR on the scoreboard early. And maybe they'll have a better start to this one than they did on Mirage, where it was, I think it was 6-1 for Virtus.pro, if I'm not mistaken.
6-1 and then 6-2 into 7-2, I think.
It's a great memory you got there, Robin.
I mean, I might be lying. Who knows? Just might be straight bullshitting.
Marvelous.
Normally you don't say that, but
Why the hell?
I am gambling. I think that's what it was, but it was at least 6-1. You're right.
They do call you Fifth Larry.
That's true.
Oh my days!
What? What?
Feels bad, man.
How are you flicking through the first door? What even is that?
It's game time, baby.
No. Well, they are likely to have only one person towards that B-bomb site, James cutting off the rotation. This is, I always spoke about this position he holds, which he didn't really hold at the major anytime I mentioned it, but here we are. They're moving into the B-bomb site. Snacks is completely blind, and that's surely the round over. What can you do at this point?
Yeah, this is safe.
I love that AVANGAR, like because this is what they like to do. You know, they'll have James post up on the doors, and the way that their default works is they get to take one extra player into the upper tunnels, and it's because of the way they smoke Xbox, because they smoke Xbox on the door hinge as opposed to actually on the Xbox. It blooms instantly, and so it allows them, if James does get a pick, to rush in. But you can see that even though James got a pick and they could have just rushed in and had a 3-on-1, they just decided not to do it. They decided to wait to see if there would be any sound cues, any information, and at that point, that makes you, if you're VP, think they would have abused. That would run in if they were going to be there, so that they must be on a default, which is not the case at all. So I just like the way that the timings of how AVANGAR played that create spots where VP might be even weaker.
So
yeah.
What? It's interesting because sometimes you can see CTs sometimes you can see CTs jump and you'll see the head above the top of the smoke. But it's such a quick decision to just go for that. It's just feeling, isn't it? Just pure feeling.
Yeah. I like it too because it's you know, why not do that every so often? It's, you know.
Look at the fear and the hesitation. Cool, blimey. That is quite something we saw from James.
I have wondered sometimes, you know, why we wouldn't see more of that, because obviously CTs mix up their timing so much these days, especially considering that it became so popular to shoot the doors on specific timings. And sometimes, you know, the CTs will wait, sort of clear of the gap, so they don't run into those timings. But either way, they take a long hit. That's always really nice against an eco. And everyone's here, everyone's present.
I've got to say, oh, well, I can't say it right now, because maybe there's a chance something to be done here as the burst through, the flash. No, there'll just be buster bursting heads. So we've seen some really specific Molotovs from AVANGAR on the B-bomb site and the A-bomb site, which have been pretty cool. Oh, me! He's got a bomb as well! He hasn't got a rifle, though. Now he's dead, so never mind. But that was fun. So the molly standing on the barrels towards the car while not being exposed to the car was pretty cool. You can see the angle there. You're not exposed. And on the B-bomb site, from the car on the B-bomb site, the molly over the wall. So not only did it clear the window area, but also the platform. So if you had any kind of elevated position looking into the B-bomb site, the Molotov covered all of it. So rather than being just a general throw towards the window where it's going to pop just that side and maybe it leaves a gap that's very specific.
Oh my god.
And Snacks has got 8 HP.
He
cannot be stopped.
Why is James like this? Why is he like this? Anyway. Oh god. It's a pretty rough one. for VP right now. AVANGAR. There's a flashbang from Adren. He sets everything up here. He gets the flash in for Kika. Kika clears it. Adren will now Molotov behind the doors. He'll be the guy to put the Xbox smoke down so the rest of his team can cross towards Catwalk if that's what they choose to do. But Adren he's the nade man in middle. You'll see him doing this every round. If you want to know how to do it, watch Adren's POV. Veggie, nice off angle here, and that's going to work out beautifully well, but somehow still goes down to 7 HP.
Yeah, things could turn around pretty quickly. James feels like he wants to go for it with the AWP, but there is support on the way. But he will entertain. Maybe he's pulling players out of position because we can see Adren setting something up. Yeah, so it looks like James is showing presence towards long. Pull the CTs deep, suggest it's an A play, and then go towards B.
Yeah, this is, and that's the problem about that smoke that Keycut threw. It's just like, are they setting up a push into A? Are they going to go for a cat drop? You just can't know. But 2 players on the B bomb site, indeed, should be a pretty good look. And 30 seconds, and that bomb goes down. So that smoke goes down. That's not good at all for AVANGAR. They got to make some decisions now. They've got a single flashbang. They might have to go with it through the smoke because they cannot wait it out. And there's the flashbang being lined up by Buster. This is going to be a difficult one. Oh, there's going to be a PH close range. The trade comes out. Now, Snax only has 8 HP, but it's 10 seconds. They need 3.5 seconds to plant the bomb. Instant kills happening all over the place, and they have enough time. They've even got 2 seconds to spare.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
I mean, that's a round that AVANGAR should really never win, right? They even have the smoke to their advantage for VP. There's so much stuff going on in this round from AVANGAR. I don't know how many fakes we essentially saw, but, I mean, taking over long, losing the entry from Veggie just having 7 HP. But then Jamie wants to go out, but he actually gets stopped by the op, so he decides to fall back. They fake catwalk, they fake B, they fake catwalk again, and then after that they go B.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you're VP, right, like I said, you got to be on your toes. There's a lot of rotations coming in on there. I mean, you already have 2 guys on the B bomb site. This should be a round for you. You even get the you don't get flash, you get the initial entry. I'm not sure what quite happens on the guy on the plant, because technically there should be a crossfire there, but it never really happens.
Yeah, I think... Was there another smoke down obscuring him?
I don't think it was another smoke, but maybe he was the one who got flashed by it, and he needed to be by the box. But nonetheless, it was a very close round. But AVANGAR ends up getting it again.
Yeah, and it was a good. I think, you know, from a theory perspective, it's cool to see that VP were trying to really hold on to long, because again, if AVANGAR do try to go for an A play, the only downside of having 2 players on long late is that your rotation to B is very slow.
Exactly, but that's the thing. Exactly, that's what makes Dust 2 so dangerous too. Because like you're saying, let's say AVANGAR gets long there, right? Like AVANGAR just lose, or VP just lose that round because you don't have cat control.
Yeah.
So you need to fight long.
And
like you're saying, like Veggie, if he ends up dying there, I mean, it's a round loss. VP just goes CT spawn and ends up saving.
I'm really enjoying AVANGAR because they play really good Counter-Strike. And VP have shown a lot of improvements here. And here comes an upper dark push. Bus is waiting for it, though. Easy kill for him. Doesn't get the second one, though. Perhaps wasn't expecting PHR to be there. PHR is kind of... It's going to take me some getting used to saying that quickly, PHR.
I feel like if he didn't zoom in, he might have been more prepared for the other player. Because you don't need to zoom in with the cricket, especially at that distance.
So there's that smoke on the hinge, door hinge.
A right click, too.
Hinge, one of the few words that rhymes with orange.
Thanks for that. Are you fond of the word orange? That's a nice flick from Snatchy, and through the flames he'll take out James as well and spot the bomb. But here comes a push from long, and the last 2 players for VP are out of position, so there is a chance for this to be done if they are aware of this AVANGAR, but it needs to go quickly. The longer they take, the worse it gets for them. The grenades flying up to short will tell a story. Sanji to collect the bomb from behind the smoke, but will they be able to cover this position? There's the trade, but where is the last player? Where is PHR? That's the question. You can see him on the X-ray moving towards long. And it seems that Sanji realizes what might be safe, and he will head back towards that short position.
Yeah, so it's good work, actually, and that's an open plant. Maybe he goes for the AWP, but maybe the peak comes out. He's committed, he's got no bullets! And PHR will get it done. That's very unfortunate for Sanji. He made the right calls as well, ultimately, but the timing was good for PHR. But the problem is that they go down to 1 player when they win this round. That's kind of a big problem, and their loss bonus gets reset down to 2, I think, so... So it's, you know, if they lose this next one. So this is a very tough situation for VP. despite winning this round.
Yeah, look at the money on T side too. So much. It's a great round from Snatchy, but pay attention to radar. They have 2 T players from AVANGAR just pushing long. There's no one holding there that round. VP decided to take the gamble, playing catwalk that round rather than long. Does end up working out, but if I'm VP here, I'll be a little bit dangerous now, or a little bit cautious. Maybe go back to playing long again. If your T having long is just such a nuisance to deal with.
Do they stay through the smoke? Indeed, Snacks will do that. Belief in Incendiary. That's a lot of information. Could have easily fallen back. There's only one smoke on long though. As you can see there, it wasn't a complete wall of smoke. But again, it has left Virtus.pro deep on A, and perhaps that is something that AVANGAR could try to capitalize on. However, Snatchy is waiting as well.
I like that from VP, knowing that they don't have a lot of utility, pushing long instead, just making sure that they can fall back and play 2 on the A bomb site. Look great. And then obviously here, as Dan pointed out before, the rotation here, if they do end up having a B split, is a little bit longer, but knowing that VP does have this guy, that's going to be really quick on the flank if it does happen. So let's pay attention. I think it's number 8.
They haven't shown their A set piece just yet, so we'll have to see if they go for it. You never know. We'll have to bear witness. PHR will take one down as they get the drop from the cat to the CT ramp. It's a miss from Snatchy. He'll get punished. Veggie in the goose position, and Sanji will swing on that one as well. So this looks like it's pretty damn good. It's 3v3 though, so definitely chances for Virtus.pro. No utility remaining on AVANGAR, just position.
Yep.
Snacks has a really bad tool for the job in the MP9.
He does have a flash though.
He does have a flash.
He should not have done that, but okay.
Looking for some information, perhaps, showing a lot of leg and going to take one in the face. And that's the round over. AVANGAR going to move to 5. Having a lot of success now. That will be the 5th round from 6.
Look at Sanji as well. He's going for this exit kill for try to take down Mihu. But Mihu has the angle first.
Dead now, of course. It's funny how unpopular this AWP skin is, but if you take out the mesh part of it, it's like the most accurate to how you would actually find an AWP. With a
Yeah,
kind
but
of
it's not
safari
fun,
wrapping.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not fun.
And it looks kind of like the original one.
Yeah.
Did you know that the AWP was developed for the Swedish military?
Oh, really?
Yeah. We found that out in our deep dive with the person who engineered the AWP and created it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Was it like a 20-minute video, James?
Yeah, it was a long video. It was a long one. A lot of info in there. It's pretty cool. I think because we didn't put AWP in the name, it didn't get as many views as it should. Because it was kind of like, because it's like the AWSM.
Yeah, okay.
But the firing train is exactly the same as an AWP, but some of the bolts and bits and bobs are not the same. But as far as like the sound goes, it's identical. So it's a bit of a mouthful, but I don't want to put a clickbait title on there, unlike the Shirto.
Not better.
Shots fired.
Yes. Okay, well we have the push onto the A-bomb side. Not really all that much that can be done here for VP. Maybe Veggie can get, if he gets a cheeky couple headshots, sure, but other than that, that's what it's going to take. See if he can do it. Trying to pick his moment. Mihu picks up a frag. Now, oh no, they're lining up, but he only gets the one. Bit scary considering that Mihu's lurking about with that AWP. There's no kit though, so VP would have to move quickly. And now James is going to investigate and try to control the situation. What the hell's going on? James asks. Oh dear, there's a whiff as well. So this is problematic. Sanji has to hold on the bomb site. He's going to go down actually. There's a chance here. They have to stick the defuse right now though.
There's no time. Time to save the rifles if you can. Snack's still trying to touch the bomb, but he's got no defuse kit, so that's never going to happen. I think it was time to bail. Seems nobody called it, so they'll lose a few toys they had towards the end there. But they have got the money to buy.
It's a tough spot sometimes because there's such an argument to go for it, you kind of can't not.
Can't not? What?
Cannot go for it? I mean, they should have definitely gone for it, right? Yeah, for sure. I think if Jamie was by himself at A long, maybe a little bit, maybe they would have won that. But because he ends up getting the shot and he actually has a backup there, and the bomb is planned towards long too. And I'm not sure if VP had any defuse kits, but it was a very close round.
Yeah, they had no kits, I think, towards the very end there. Maybe. I've never noticed this lamp thing hanging from the wall before. Have you guys noticed that?
Oh, that thing?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that either.
I never
but
knew
there's
that was
a lot
there.
of stuff. It's the same thing, the little window in B. Did you see that clip?
Yeah.
recently. I've never seen that little window in me either. I just started laughing. Just like, I can't believe there's a little window there.
But what is it looking out to? Is there anything out there? Because
No,
that guy must be looking at something to think that it's a spot you should hold.
Technically, it's an apartment, right? Because you're outside on the B-bomb side. So he would be looking in. He's like a little window peeker.
Actually, not all windows are real windows.
No, that one is definitely fake.
Which we'll have time to talk about windows later on.
Plenty to talk about windows.
Snacks with the second AWP for Virtus.pro, delivering 2 kills. That's the Snacks you love to see. 16 HP, celebrates with some graffiti.
So now we have to see craziness from AVANGAR because they have lost 2 players. At this point, you've got to try to get somebody out there to create a hole. And James looking to be that person. And he spots one, but I was about to say he can't do anything, but he's going to be teased into this angle. I think it's being held by... No, it's not being held by Snacks. I thought Snacks was looking towards the middle position. James now actually has cover for himself with that smoke grenade. And now there's problems for VP because look at this. James has driven an enormous wedge between both of the bomb sites. So there's a lot for AVANGAR to now do, just because of that one pick.
Man advantage for VP. Keep an eye on Veggie on long and see if he makes a play. From where he's standing, he could hear sound cues on short should they be given, but AVANGAR are walking at the moment. James scopes in and out, then that would be enough warning for Snatchy. Molotov might be enough. Run boost for James. He's going to see over the top, so he knows where Snatchy is. Might not know what weapon it is, but he did get stuck. Go for it again. Surely he saw him the first time. Apparently not. Kika going to get taken out. Lovely flick from Snatchy. We said he would enjoy Dust 2, and maybe this round he will. Virtus.pro still on a comeback, though.
Jim has to get the kill so that there's a rotation from B. Okay, well, Sanji's got... Actually, I don't know if there was a rotation, but Sanji wins his 1v1. He goes for the immediate plant. He's covered for this. Here comes the play through the smoke, and Sanji didn't want to go for the fake. I actually respect that he did not fake that, because most of the time, I feel like the CT doesn't push through when there's 15 seconds left, because most players, more of the time what happens is there's a fake plant there. So that most of the time, that's going to be guaranteed. Especially when you're by yourself, and it's
quite a flick.
And it's a 3v1. You know, that's a huge risk to go through the smoke if it's a fake, which normally it is. So,
I mean, you have to kind of be honest there too, right? What are the odds that you win that 1-on-3, rather than just get the bomb down and get money for your team?
Yeah.
Snatchy spots the player in the lower tunnel, which will stop the push of AVANGAR into the B halls. Don't want to get pinched from both sides, but Snacks will be able to escape. I don't know if that was spotted as well by Jane, but it'll still be slow. That will slow down AVANGAR. Limit them from what they want to do. Jane seems to be considering doing 4 different things at once. But the bomb will be collected. It was holding a smoke for the Xbox for a second. But he'll move through suicide of his teammate. Sanji running distraction towards that long position. And it initiates an immediate response. That's $600 thrown at the long doors by Virtus.pro.
So AVANGAR, arriving towards catwalk around 1 minute, the typical timing. And this is that spot where they can take catwalk, they can throw that smoke, and you as the CTs, you don't know if that smoke indicates an A push or if it's going to be a B split. And you can see Mihu here in CT spawn. That makes the A defense weaker in terms of, there won't be anybody on the bomb site. The only person that will be there to try to defend will be Snatchy from Car, but he can only take maybe 1 shot, and there should be flashes that can deal with him. This one-way smoke as well on the cat boost boxes is typical AVANGAR style. And again, so look at this. Instant side take, but VP are doing the right thing. Give up the bomb site, play retake.
Mihu good for 1 on the low ground, though. That's really hard for the CTs. Again, 2 still in that long position. The rotation is on, but Buster's waiting for the rotation. He's in the lower tunnel. He may get sound cues from PHR making his way over. So that will be really important. In the meantime, James almost caught on that short position, throwing Molotovs to limit the angles for the CTs. That allows him to get a 1v1 on Veggie, but he can't finish off Snacks. The trades continue, and there's still 2 for Virtus.pro. Snacks makes his way around to the site, and if he can take out the train, then who knows? No one's in position to do anything on short, so can he get the defuse? He's got 4 HP holding it. Will Kika get there in time? I think he just might. Instant shot from him, and that'll be the round over. Snatchy will try to hold on to the AWP. Round number 7 for AVANGAR.
That's a scary prospect. AVANGAR set up their A push. VP play retake. They actually get a kill to make it a 4v4, which is actually, I think, quite good. And they still are not able to win the rounds. That might suggest to AVANGAR that they can continue to go for that.
Well, I didn't pay attention how much utility VP had at the end there, but it didn't look like a whole lot. And then no utility taking over the A bomb site when you have Jamie as well on Cowball with an op. Bomb planted towards Cat as well. It's really tough. I think that Mihu was a little bit faster though on the retake. Could have waited a little bit, maybe for Flash. I think he would have probably gotten a kill and then being able to get away, but
there's a lot of action
easy
here
for us to say.
From AVANGAR. Virtus.pro put a forward smoke down in that mid position to suggest that people could be in a lower tunnel, but while there are 2 people in the tunnels here for AVANGAR, they have taken long at the same time. And now AVANGAR are rotating away. PHR showing some presence. I think a shot was fired, just the one, and there's no response. So do Virtus.pro on this eco round with the AWP on Snatchy have, did they gravitate towards the A bomb site with that poke and prod in B halls? You can see they're abandoning B now. Snatchy has AWP making his way to the middle position, and the grenades on long will tell a story.
Yeah, this didn't go too well for VP last time, and you can see the detail here. Every nade is purpose built. No improvised grenades here from AVANGAR. Snatchy, he's gonna have to go for a crazy play here. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Oh, James had an elevated position, so he just catches that. So danger is gone. There's no flashbangs or... Oh, there, no.
That's a perfect example of why, for those of you at home, you don't all cross to the site. Because if there's a pop flash play or something like that, somebody playing through the smoke, if you've got T's on either side, it certainly helps to deal with it. Adren trying to thin the numbers with some pre-fire before planting the bomb. It's planted for that plateau position. James is keeping an eye on the long doors. Now, I imagine that Virtus.pro will just try to pick up something upon the exit of AVANGAR, as they don't really have too much to fight with.
So it's looking like AVANGAR are likely going to get towards 10 rounds at least. It looks like they've had a couple of situations which they've been able to turn around, which looked a bit crazy. I think that one spot where they were in a, what was it, like a 3v4 where there was a smoke on tunnels on like 30 seconds left. That was like one of those rounds where it's like, oh god, VP really should have been able to win that one. But AVANGAR won it, and they are also playing a T side, which VP are struggling to deal with overall.
No, I think if we're VP here, I would love to see a little bit more aggressive play. We did see that one round from Snacks that he went aggressive to the B-bomb side. He gets the 2 entries, but I haven't really seen a whole lot of that. We do have the double up setup again here from VP. But we haven't even seen like a fast push on Cat. Not really anything aggressive from VP trying to get that entry and falling back.
Yeah, at least not on these full buys. Now with 2 AWPs, we'll see what they choose to do. I think there's only one player going, oh, just like you said, Robin.
The double ops too, so Robin going to be looking at lower, but we'll see here. Yeah, here we go. There.
Ooh!
Oh, they both legged each other.
Yeah.
They were waiting for it too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I can't believe he even got a shot off there, but we can see why.
And this is funny too, right? Like I mentioned this too, and it's one of those things as well. Like, I mean, if you're playing at the same time, if you're a Vanguard, you know this too. You know that VP hasn't played aggressive. You know that they haven't really been going for picks. So like now knowing that they have a full buy, this is something you're expecting. You're expecting VP to want to go aggressive somewhere to try and go for an entry. And Jamie is like super...
Oh, nice.
Okay,
I've been waiting for that because it's so like you have to stand right in the corner of the door. So as soon as you hear that sound, it's a free shot or sometimes a free kill. AVANGAR trying to push the B bomb site. Sanji's gone back to collect the bomb. 3-man push in the meantime. But PHR is here alone. Mihu dropping a flash, I think, and it will slow down the T's and allow him to get in position. They're still stuck around this choke point, but they'll get the first frag. PHR now in one of those plant positions at the back of the site, but he won't be able to get anything done, and Sanji will move to the default plant.
Yeah, it's a save. VP's just not honestly winning the duels now. This should be... It looked like another round here from VP. They did a great job on holding back AVANGAR in the beginning on the B executes. Even the smoke had faded. You had all 4 members from AVANGAR just standing in that smoke. Mihu not getting the initial frag really cost them there. And this is smart here from Sanji too. You have a lot of money to work with. You know, VP or CT side is low. Even getting 1 kill here would be great.
Yep. Money's not spectacular for AVANGAR with the low players. Maybe they don't push too much because the VP are still dangerous. And there's another detonation. There's been quite a few bomb plants in this half so far.
Yeah, didn't work out, but it's 9-4 for AVANGAR. I think it's very much worth of a gamble, even if they do end up losing 3.
9-4. Virtus.pro and not being the best CT half for them. CT halves, I feel like they can often be like this on Dust 2. So how many rounds is enough? Perhaps they'll target 6. 2 AWPs once again for the Polish squad. Got their more traditional smoke on the Xbox as AVANGAR moved quickly towards that short position. But have a look at this. What an answer from Virtus.pro. Another aggressive play on short. Now they're in a 4 versus 2.
And this is what you're looking for, Robin. But let's see if they can finish it off because Buster takes down Snacks. And now things might get a little bit dodgy. Veggie's slow to the fight, but still wins it. But Buster, we know how good he is. Dust 2 is the map where you can make a round like this work, and he catches Veggie off guard. Doesn't expect Buster to be coming in from that position, and now Buster knows he's got a position where he can just sprint to the bomb site. Time is against the essence. He's got to beat out the rotation, and he tries to go for the elevated position there, quickly checking to see if there's any CTs there. And if he sees it clear, he can. It's probably a good bet that there's a rotation. So what position does he take? Buster, if he can guess right, he should be on for this.
There's a molly, but it's on PHR. He doesn't have the angle to throw it. If he was on short, then he did, and he would, and Buster would be in a really sticky spot. So that might be the saving grace here. Unless PHR feels confident enough. There's the first shot. Does he hear any footsteps? Not clear as to where PHR is coming from just yet. Scopes in and out. That bomb's ticking fast. PHR has a kit. Quietly, strafing now. Faster, louder. Got to find a frag quickly, though. Buster's delaying enough time, and I think he might just have this. And I mean AVANGAR. I'm not sure if it's going to be close enough for Virtus.pro. Oh, what? That's pretty damn close.
That looked like that had to be like 100 milliseconds or something. That was insane.
Wow.
Buster, I'm also kind of sad Buster doesn't complete the ace, but beautiful stuff for VP. Oh, almost the ace here.
Yeah, great effort from Buster.
Well done, PHR. Just get to say that round is going to go a long way.
That's nutty. I didn't think you could hear that many sounds from the bomb and still defuse it. That's got to be like one of those 0.00 last possible tick diffuses.
Good James go, man. He's just running down mid with an orb. That's pretty... I mean, that's because he's been so abusive and dominant in that position, he's never going to get challenged. That's how confident he is, that he can just run down there with an orb. Pretty nuts. And indeed, look at AVANGAR go. They've got catwalk control. It's at 1 minute 30s on the clock, so that's really fast.
There's a proper Molotov from Adren, in case anybody's standing behind the door. I like to spray through the door, so if somebody is there, you'll slow them down and possibly kill them. Snacks with a forward play. I'm liking the aggression we're seeing. Very careful smoke, but won't be careful enough. Snacks has been a pain in the bum in these recent rounds towards that B-bomb site.
And that tells them that that was a lurk. So they know it's an A play, but I think AVANGAR's timing is still too dangerous. There's no rotation coming in. He will come down from the lower ground, but you can see that smoke is favorable. Jane will get the flick shot, and it's just bad positioning here all over the place with VP. They've got some utility, but again, no positioning. But they have to go for it, of course. It's the final round of this half, and there's a smoke. That's a smoke and a half, isn't it?
In terms of position on this A bomb site, it seems to have been somewhat problematic for Veggie. He's been caught with his pants down a few times now, but maybe it's still on for Virtus.pro. 2 of the 3 players with a kit. Snacks jumps up, gets the whack-a-mole, and Jay Mabes has shut this one down. Too many man for Snatchy to deal with, and at half-time it is 10-5 for AVANGAR.
And that means we'll take a quick half-time break. We'll be back to see if Virtus.pro can mount a recovery. See you soon.
Maybe if you turned your microphone on, Dan, people would hear you.
Maybe
what
heard
do
it
you
from
mean,
my
James?
side.
I didn't say anything. You can't prove anything. You can't prove anything.
Take 2, Dan. Go.
Slides.
Off you go.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. Virtus.pro, they won Mirage Map 1. AVANGAR with a strong start on their T side. We set it up that would likely be the case. It was. VP now need to do what AVANGAR did on their T side. And you know what? It's the CT side of Dust too, man. You're just going to receive the abuse of that T side. There's not too much you can do. The aggressions are limited and the ways to take initiative are limited for you as the CT side. So we'll just have to wait and see see what VP have been working on in terms of their Dust 2 T game plan. And if it's strong, they have a chance for sure.
Absolutely, and I do think the difference here between AVANGAR and VP we will see is that AVANGAR will not give VP catwalk that easily. I think that we'll see a lot more plays from AVANGAR trying to at least get a kill or 2 on catwalk before they fall back.
For sure.
I think what VP did there, I really like retaking on A on Dust 2. I don't like retaking A on Dust 2 when it's 5 versus 5.
Yeah.
I think that it works if you do play aggressive early to try and get that entry, and then you can fall back and try and retake.
Yeah.
But for VP's sake, they never really got that going. They never really saw, when we were talking about playing aggressively, we did see that tendency, like the 2 rounds back to back there, but after that or before that, we never really saw that. And you see here, look at the odds. They're back up.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, I don't know what's beyond Juicy. That's like a tsunami of potential. Oh! Sanji on pistols. He is pretty dangerous, man. We saw it at Moscow, and we're seeing a little bit on Dust 2 now as well, but he's dead now, of course. Man advantage for Virtus.pro. Holy potatoes. Those odds have changed drastically. Maybe they've made a terrible mistake. Kika, did he see the play to his left? Maybe, perhaps not. 4x3, who knows? Either way, he gets one of the kills, and Adren can take his place. Will he be brave enough to creep through? Playing with his teammate, but Snatchy will absolutely deny. Headshots galore on a pistol round. You'll have to see it. And it is a pistol round that Virtus.pro needed.
Oh, for sure. And AVANGAR, I do wonder if, I mean, I do like, especially in this spot where they have a bunch of rounds to the good, they should, in my opinion, get a couple scouts out and try to do some damage. I like that approach because if they just go for the full save, you're not going to have the AWP next round. You're not going to have a lot of those toys that you want. So I kind of like the force buy here on Dust 2. I don't know how you feel, Robin, but I mean, you got so little to work with on the next round. You don't have utility. You have just only rifles.
I think it definitely depends on the team that you have. I think that with AVANGAR always wanted the op on Jaime. I mean, I think you double save, you know?
Yeah.
I think you make sure that he always has that nade, but it's kind of exciting with this new economy in that sense because you have a lot of options in what you want to do.
Yes.
And just because AVANGAR didn't opt to buy anything here doesn't mean that they're buying next round, you know what I mean? There might just be a semi-loose buy.
Yep.
But I think here also, knowing that Jaime is a strong sniper, even him having a scout here in this case, yeah, they are able to afford it. There we go.
Okay, well, never mind.
Yep.
I'm an idiot.
Well, he did get, how many kills did he get on the pistol? He got, I guess he got 2 then, right? Oh yeah, he does have the op and also armor and some nades. It's a great buy here if you Jaime.
I do agree with what James says about Sanji because you have to be an extremely strong player to play the roles that he does, where you're constantly sacrificing yourself, and because you can do that. We've seen some in-game leaders do it in the past, but it's not good if you can't play those positions with strength when you've got very little. You actually want...
Yep.
It's like that spot where, like, why is it that Simple doesn't get the AK and sometimes he's just on a deagle? It's like the same spot. Like, Simple can do so much with the more limited position.
Exactly. And I understand the reasoning behind, like people say too, yeah, maybe Simple gets the 1 frag with the deagle, but if he had the AK, he can get 3. But it's about spreading it too. Like,
yep.
Knowing that Simple probably gets that kill with the deagle, knowing that maybe he gets a chance to pick that weapon up, there's less spread in that sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And oh, Kiko's got a good flashbang there, and he's going to be able to take down Mihu. It looks like Virtus.pro was setting up the same play, but they were a little bit slower to the mark there. And AVANGAR, much needed, because look at what they've got at 1 minute. They've got 1 smoke grenade now, and that's it.
Yeah, but look at it. We were talking about what VP did not do on their CT side. They did not want to go for some plays, getting some entries, but AVANGAR, a really great play here. But this is a nice little call here from VP.
Also from AVANGAR, they stacked 3 and B, so they're looking really good.
33 seconds remaining. AVANGAR lie in wait. This is going to be a wild one. There's a lot of utility here for VP, but Sanji's got such a strong angle, and you're walking into a crossfire, so how do you even deal with him? Try to create some presence, actually. Maybe he should have focused on the window. The bomb's falling, and now there's 15 seconds for Veggie to take out the last player on the B bomb site. Able to do that. 10 seconds to retrieve that bomb, tagging. That will slow him down. He's got to jump up into the window as well. He's got to be careful. Ooh. Okay, if he went into the corner, that Molotov could have spread. Oh, he's going to die! Oh, he's still alive for now. He knows where one of the two players is. And he needs to find a third and a fourth frag.
Oh, this is so difficult. He gets a free one, though. And now with that freebie and Jame on the AWP, there might be a chance, might be a hope. Jame, what do you go for? He's got the AK now, so he's swapped out for a weapon that's more suitable for this job, but still looking good here for Veggie. He's holding the position by Big Box. Classic spot to hold a position like this. Veggie's going to hear the jumping across. Jame, he's just going for it. Veggie, what a great clutch. Gets himself a quad kill in the bag. That is such a much needed round by VP. And if you think about AVANGAR and the setup that they had in the B-bomb site, I honestly have no idea how AVANGAR lost that round.
Nah, that should have never happened. I mean, that was a great clutch by Veggie there.
That was absolutely crazy.
1 on 3. He ends up getting 4 in that round. And like you're saying that, I mean, that's a round that AVANGAR really should not have lost. Getting the entry on long, having to rotate in over towards 3 towards B.
They played it so well, the positionally.
Now the madness continues. Long has been taken by Virtus.pro. Big exchange of utility. Snatchy with the MP9. And lack of helmets will be good. Will he spot the player towards this? Yes, this is just formalities at this point. Just formalities, nothing crazy happening. Marvelous stuff.
All right, so AVANGAR, they will have all the money to play with now, and I wonder if we'll see a change of pace. I like, though, that, as you mentioned, Robin, we saw them be proactive. They had that set up towards the long doors, the flash play to take over the long house, because that's a really nice position to have. It's not something you can get for free, but if you can have a play from your teammate to help you, then that's a great bit of real estate to get, to be proactive, but not take a huge risk.
Yeah, and the double up setup here from AVANGAR, so I am expecting, maybe not super aggressive, but something at least. And it's important to note as well, I don't think that AVANGAR has done anything necessarily wrong on their CT side. You know, they have been getting those entries and stuff. It's just VP have been playing a little bit better on the clutch situations. Fairly slow round here for VP.
Very careful stuff. A lot of different ways to flash that short position. There is a left-right click over that, the double stack in lower tunnel as well. No CT punish. CPHR quickly moving away. But I do wonder how long that smoke will last, purely because people are going to get shot.
I like the spam there. That was a nice catch by Sliggy as well. We could see the way the bullets, like where the bullets were going. So you can see that, you know, these players, they know these lineups through the doors and everything. That's really important, that level of detail. Talking about the layers to all of this. And you can see that VP obviously have, like, they're setting up their default, but they're doing a super slow default. And this might make a set piece stronger for them, because AVANGAR at this point have used quite a lot of their utility already. But also VP, it's a double-edged sword, because they don't have any time. No one even has the bomb right now, and they definitely don't have position. At this point, do you just give up the round because they actually just don't have time?
It was supposed to be a catwalk into B split, but because he ends up going down there, even before he falls down, the call is just made from AVANGAR saying it's a fake, so...
What a weird situation.
Yeah, it didn't really work out. I get where they were going for, but like I said, I mean, that guy... Was it Mihu or was it PHR? At least the guy that was pushing up catwalk. He needed to survive for at least 2 more seconds, so he doesn't just end up dying there. Because as soon as he goes down, that CT guy gets the attention onto mid again, and then all of a sudden VP just has a crossfire to deal with in mid.
Yeah. Yeah, and they really... Yeah, they really played the clock down so much.
I think it honestly really cost them too, not having catwalk control a little bit sooner there, just having AVANGAR waste a little bit more utility. Because he was a super slow default into... It was a fake execute, but for AVANGAR's sake, that's just a proper execute, and he wasted a lot, so... But we'll see. Very fast round here.
And it catches Sanji completely. Wasn't expecting that out of position. AVANGAR, they're doing the smart thing here. They're picking what should they take. They're looking to take the outside of the B-bomb side because otherwise you're stuck here in the corner. Somehow Buster still gets 2 kills out of it. But at the same time, AVANGAR are in trouble now because it's a 3 versus 2. The bomb's about to be planted. That should be a decent nade. Okay, maybe not.
Oh my god, he's actually made it doable.
Did he just what the hell was that?
Yeah, just asking questions to Drain and he got some answers.
Oh my goodness.
And who knows, just before they could have even taken the bomb carrier again through the window, but snacks the bomb planter, 24 HP. PHL takes some damage. They're both pretty low, so this is doable for James if he can find the right angle for that Molotov. Oh, he's going to back off, I think, but who knows? If he bounced that incendiary for the default position, he may have just killed Snacks. He does have a kit as well, but seems he'll go for containment instead.
I think he's respecting that there's an AWP alive. Nice from Snacks. And I think he's respecting the fact that the AWP is kind of the checkmate for him in that position. Not knowing the HP situation. We're seeing a lot of situations where VP are clutching out right now.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of these rounds. Kind of, we see the similar start that AVANGAR had on the Mirage, but there was the first half. 5-1 up for VP. Another fast round long round here. I like what VP are doing here. They did the same thing last time to Eco. Just taking over cat or long. But okay, this is a little bit weird. You need to run out here, but now instead you get the entry.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Give a Dread more 1v1s. Give another one. He gets the dink as well.
Oh my god, man.
Yikes. That's pretty rough.
I say it, but
cleans it up.
Okay, it works out.
It was a bit sloppy though.
It was super sloppy. That was
because
the last round, yeah. I want to give them props because like the round before that, they actually did it properly. They flashed out, they ran out, they ended up getting him instead of just having 1-by-1 there. But
close. Well, VP, they're looking really good for this. And you know what? If after all is said and done, AVANGAR lose this map and they are eliminated for this week, I feel like that's nice because at least they're going to get a bloody break. You know, we just saw them go through the major cycle, play one final there, and then they were playing in the finals.
No, and exactly.
I think
we touched upon that right before the game went live too, in the sense of, I mean, AVANGAR have had some really tough weeks, whereas for VP, this is something they've been practicing for probably for a while. It's one of the few things that they're actually a part of. So for them, this win means a whole lot more.
And with this system as well, you know, you can come back. It's like it's not like you're out of it for goods.
Yeah, the first 2 weeks is an accrual of prize money because there's 5 weeks, but 4 slots for each region. So the first 2 weeks are combined. Minute 20. 11-11. The bomb outside long for the time being. Snatchy keeping an eye on things from T-spawn, but perhaps he will offer some grenades for a long push. There was a Molotov though, that was just deployed, and James is waiting. Hugh on 19 frags, but Snatchy on 20 is leading the charge. So Team Z is having a good game of Dust 2 after all, as expected.
Yeah. Some really key kills from him, to be sure. That quad kill though, that 1v3 from Veggie was a huge moment as well. And we get a late take of Long. I always like this because typically you can understand that the CTs after some time will not have 2 players here, but James holding it with the AWP. You don't expect the AWP to be holding that. You expect the AWP to be posted up on car if there's 1 player.
Buster went through B tunnels at the same time as well, so he knows there's nobody in the upper B halls. So AVANGAR have a lot of information here. And a bomb's been dropped once again, and Buster's taken out PHR by those middle doors as well. So there was an information play at the right time on the other extremity of the map, and this is shutting things down for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, it looks really bad when you look at it from James' perspective, and he gets, obviously, you know, someone walks into his angle. Again, they probably aren't expecting that that's an AWP on that posted up there, and so that just happens sometimes. But then to sort of run out, and I think the flashbang was completely useless towards Long, and then it's another free kill for James, and the round's basically over at that point.
If they would have known what we knew, which is AVANGAR had no more utility left, I think VP wouldn't just have dry peek long, right? They would have done a fully fledged execute because they would have probably never been able to hold it. But with Jamie getting their first one, you still don't know if there's one guy in pit. So now you can't even run out anymore. Now you actually have to wait and kind of hope that Jamie, you know, fake cat or whatever. But because Buster had the aggressive plane to B tunnel, VP didn't really have much to say about that.
Yeah.
But for Vanguard's sake, they had a lot of people alive, all things considered.
Vanguard with 3 players in B at the moment. One spotting the doors in case there is a mid push.
They've been playing like this quite a lot for Vanguard. Just instead of playing guys in middle, just 3 guys towards B and 2 guys towards long. If they end up going mid or catwalk, then yeah, we just retake then. Hope that Jamie maybe get a pick or 2 on the side before they plant.
Snipers on the B bomb site have been important for both teams in this game so far. Another flash towards that short position to take any aggression away. 1 minute on the clock, and Virtus.pro still threatening to take short, but focusing on long for the time being. Again, we've got James just waiting. So Virtus.pro with a slower approach, not having taken short properly with timing like this, I find nervous. 45-second mark, and they haven't really gone around the corner. They don't know what is what, but Adren's starting to move away.
I like how Kiko went out of the double doors to throw the incendiary there towards the double doors, just because, oh, that's not a good spot for VP. So it's a good duel. Of course, Snatchy hit his shot, but legs versus the torso or the heads. PHR, though, will make things a lot easier. Now splitting the attention for Jamie. He's got to look to 2 positions at once. He's the only man towards this A-bomb site. The time is of the essence. They do kill him straight away. So there's no other opportunity, I think, for a delay. Oh, they're going to be challenging this, and that's the bomb down on the ground. There's no time to be messing around here. They need to get the bomb down. Oh, no. Oh, no. They could have just run across. They all took the jewels, though.
Oh, man.
On the cross.
Yeah,
that's so unfortunate. Yeah. Not a lot of time. You have the whole bomb site. You obviously have already catwalk as well.
Yeah, and there are players beyond his position, so that is a calamity. Despite the number of frags he's got, I don't think it's been a good game for him. Veggie. I think there were a few mistakes made on the CT side in terms of positioning, getting caught dumping grenades on the short when he had man advantages, being on the A bomb site, just holding an off angle and just getting wrecked from Gandalf.
Yeah. They didn't have any smokes, I guess, for the cross, but...
No, they had nothing left. But then, I mean, still, right? Because you already have...
They had 2 players across safely.
You throw over the bomb.
Throw the bomb over, yeah.
You can still peek if you want. Just throw over the bomb first.
And you only need to. And you have long, you can plant it for long, and you're safe from short. So it's...
Super strange.
It's, and you can see that after the bomb goes down there, everyone's committed. The entire team's committed into the peaks.
Yeah.
And so then it just like falls apart instantly, which is from an advantageous position. That's a really sad spot, because they should have won that round, and it should have been AVANGAR in a really awkward position now, where they would have most likely probably saved 2 guns or something, and VP would have like a 12-12 spot.
They learned from the round previously, because they did the same thing with the long execute, but instead they actually used utility this time. Jamie got the 1, but he was forced to fall back, being leg shot at 2.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, they did that perfectly, yeah.
Yeah, no, they did. That was great. It was great.
VP, they've got some redeeming to do, and Sanji's holding a really good angle. Doesn't expect that second player to be so fast behind. Some good damage, and Sanji survives, importantly. He's holding on to that position. He's forced him back. They can't punish him. There's nothing they can do about Sanji. At this point, it's going to take some ridiculous shots from Snatchy. Ooh, it's a whiff from Buster. An opportunity, perhaps. They'll close the distance slightly, but these angles are so strong for the AWP. There's a rifle support coming in as well. Nothing to do. 14-11 of AVANGAR. Looking good for that Dust 2 victory. We'll see if they can carry it through, or if VP have something left to say about it. If they do, it's going to be this round.
I mean, if I'm VP, I still stick to going A here. I feel like you've had a good approach. It's just you're making some mistakes that's costing you some rounds. And obviously what we know, but maybe what they don't know, is that AVANGAR has been stacking that B bomb site a little bit more frequently.
Oh, cat boost comes in though.
3 players.
Ooh. Oh wow.
Virtus.pro have been pretty slow in their pushes, their executes, and they've been pretty shy around that short position. So maybe this is giving the AVANGAR the confidence to make a difference here. Miyu spotting in suicide. Veggie with a very important frag. Look at the exchanges. 3v3 with a minute 30 on the clock. The bomb collected outside the entrance to B halls where there was an exchange. And Veggie's moving towards that long position, maybe realizing that all that aggression, that's where the hole is at the moment.
And this is perfect for VP, actually, because a 3v3 with over a minute left, they reset the situation, and now AVANGAR are in an awkward position. Now, VP just have to pick the right spot and attack it correctly. Now, they are unfortunately running into 2 players. We'll see if they can get the kills, though. Yes, Sanji wasn't looking. Jane, though, gets the kill onto PHR. Right now, VP don't have to commit towards A. They've got a 2 versus 2. They lost all the AWP on the A-bomb side, but AVANGAR, we see the proactive play. They are so good at this. Kika always responds with a push somewhere when he understands how many Ts are in one spot on the map. Immediate push from him if he knows it's clear. And now he's all the way to T-spawn. VP need to find a kill onto James pretty quickly, or else Kika will get the backstab.
Yeah, but James on a low ground, Snatch is on a high ground with the bomb, so they're not going to find him anytime soon. He's positioned for cover from that long area. Kika finds himself in T-spawn, but no information just yet. There is a grenade, though, so we'll see where he chooses to go. 25 seconds, he better get his skates on because there's bomb plant pressure, so that should allow him to run. You can see him starting to move faster as Veggie makes his way towards the car. Snatchy still waiting. Oh, there we go. Laboured, but he gets there in the end. Snatchy running, that'll be heard by James. And now the retake can begin as a Molotov to hold to limit position. Snatchy moving away, avoiding the flashbang. He knows where the players are roughly, makes his way to Gandalf. But Kiko's coming back towards a short position. He's about to get a free frag. Snatchy waiting for grenades, waiting for a bomb to be touched. But Kiko's rotation will be the MVP
so smart,
play.
Man.
He's so good, isn't he?
Yeah,
Kika is
great.
so good.
But that's what they do so well, right? Like, you're just expecting him to keep pushing long. Instead, he just falls back.
But their read of the game was pretty awesome, not awful. Pretty awesome as well. They started with a push towards that short position, realizing perhaps that what Virtus.pro will do with that information, repositioning towards long before VP even get there. Getting the trade frags.
Yeah, they read
so
it
there's
super
a lot
well.
going on, yeah.
First boost up the cat, and then VP falls back, want to take over long. AVANGAR's 2 there. They do trade again. We do have another decent buy here from VP at least. It's map point for AVANGAR.
Okay, oh, they know that it's... Okay, this is interesting. So they've represented that they really are rushing long. They have everyone rushing catwalk instead. So they're gonna force the CTs to go catwalk, but they already have a setup here. This could be quite strong actually for VP. We'll see if they can pull it off. They've left Snatchy towards that long position. I wonder if he'll be able to throw a flash for his teammates. He's the only guy with a flashbang, and here comes the take of that catwalk position. The HEs will force them forwards, but they're checking everything, and it really didn't look like VP were ready for that.
Oh man.
But that was kind of the point, is that they set up on catwalk, and oh no.
Haven't got.
Oh, this is a huge opportunity.
Hello. I can't hear myself.
Let's see if Snatchy can work his way around and find more than one kill. He's got to pick a good spot here. He's getting behind. This is insane. Snatchy, he wants to find a way he can get 2 kills instantly, but that's the best he's going to get. Now he's going to push forwards. Has to find a kill onto Sanji, but Sanji's playing the crouch game, the headshot game, and he's going to land the headshot. 16-11. AVANGAR tie the score with VP, and we will move to a third and final map, which will be Inferno.
Pulled all the tricks out towards the end there, AVANGAR. That was really solid stuff from them. It looks reasonable for Virtus.pro, but again, the sheer awareness in the late game for AVANGAR on the CT side was pretty awesome to see, and we find ourselves heading towards that Inferno. Always a nice decider in any best of 3.
Yeah, and honestly, as it's Inferno, I wouldn't be surprised if VP will have a pretty strong game there as well. Everybody knows how to play Inferno, and they've been hard at work, as you say, whilst AVANGAR have been slaving away at the major at Blast Moscow. We've seen VP just working behind the scenes. They do look, despite some of the mistakes, they do look very improved from what I've seen before.
No, absolutely. I think that if they do fix their small little mistakes, then this would have actually been, this could have been a 2-0. I think that if, with VP, with the failing on the retakes, didn't really read the game well, I think AVANGAR really had, they were reading the game on Dust 2. They definitely seemed woken up compared to Mirage.
Yeah, there were a couple of spots where it felt like they just completely, sold themselves in the terms of they had a good round set up, and it's just some critically bad mistakes, and then just everything they've been working for was thrown away, which is very unfortunate. But you know, AVANGAR, they didn't do the same. They had a great performance. We saw a bit of everything really from all of the AVANGAR players.
Yep.
We saw Kika with the pushes, with the flanks. We saw Sanji with great support plays. We saw James AWPing people. We saw Buster just doing a bit of everything. You know, we saw Adren as well being a really good support for the team. It's a great team to watch. They've got a bit of everything for sure.
Yeah, they were a little inconsistent in parts of the major despite how deep they went, but they are a team we like to see, we love to watch when they are playing their game, and that was really interesting. So many just constant reads back and forth between both teams, but it is going to be going to Inferno. That's coming up after the break. We'll see how the odds change once we get into it, but first there will be a break, so we'll see you back here in a few minutes.